be finishing up this lovely paralogism quest from Genshin. I know, it's taken me a while, but I'm finally back to it. So, we are going to have a little fun. Loading. Let's see, where did I log off last? We shall see. I was in Natlin. What was I doing again? All right. And here we go. Quests. Oh boy, I still got that one to do. 13 days. 5 days. Oh dear, I really should finish that. Boy. All right, let's finish the Iron Chef battle. I know it's not Iron Chef, but it kind of is. I'm just saying.
Did you hear the news? Escoffier's coming back for a cooking contest.
Yes, I heard. How could I have missed it?
Mesdames et messieurs, welcome one and all to the Hôtel de Bord and to this most exciting of cooking contests.
But if he doesn't say Allez, cuisine, it is a missed opportunity.
Savannah, I brought the original copy of the codex you asked for. Monica? Huh.
In the interests of fairness, this contest will be conducted in a double-blind format. Once the dishes are complete, they will be sent to the back of the kitchen where they'll each receive a label.
Ooh. Aha. Aha.
The
Double
labels
blind.
will be placed out of
Yeah.
sight underneath the plates, only to be revealed after the judges have sampled them and reached a final verdict. This is to ensure that no one will know which dish is made by which contestant.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we're gonna know which dish is ours.
As one of the judges, I promise to be fair and impartial.
When my meal got interrupted yesterday, I never thought this is how they'd make it up to me. Getting a seat on the judging panel is a pretty sweet deal.
I mean,
Both contestants have taken their positions. Then, without further ado, let the Hôtel de Bord cooking contest commence!
missed opportunity. Missed opportunity to play that as Iron Chef. Absolute missed opportunity. Use the minimum something. Oh dear. I have no idea what we're supposed to do now. Use some gâteau de board using Escoffier's patented precision cooking. You can start the flavoring process at the seasoning table after obtaining flavorings from the cutting board and the cold press. Okay. Both flavoring types must be added in sufficient amounts to ensure richness of flavor. Add enough of both before aiming to balance the flavors out, and this dish is a wrap. Okay.
Monica, Traveler, it's go time. Let's do this.
Alphonse, Gaspard, get to work. Do not disappoint me.
Looks like our two head chefs are raring to go. Like an oven on full blast, this competition is quickly heating up.
A little amuse-bouche. That should be enough flavoring. Now hurry up and balance the flavors.
Alright. Add flavorings to achieve. Okay, there we go. I remembered how to do it. Do I get a taste? No? Okay, fine.
Off to the freezer.
All right, we need... There we go.
So, what do you think?
I don't know. We'll have to wait until we can taste it. Who knew I'd have to do the cooking? Too fruity and too floral.
A dash of frosting.
Escoffier is already on the final step of the recipe. Let's check on...
Too fruity.
The balance of flavors is about right. But the quantity is too low.
There we go. I did it.
You can't match Escoffier's talent.
I mean, I totally did.
I present to you Gâteau de Bourg. The pinnacle of excellence.
Blueberries, caramel, chocolate, cookies. Okay.
That was perfect! We were like a flock of snowing geese, completely in sync, working gracefully and elegantly together.
Okay
Great
then.
work, team.
We are a flock of snow-winged geese, completely in sync. Aha. If I hadn't, completely ignored the fact that I need to use my brush there at the end, it probably would have been
Time's
done much
up.
faster.
Contestants, please take your dishes to the back.
Those guys aren't creepy at all, right?
That guy was right. You really can't tell whose is whose just by looking at them.
We both made the same dish after all. For all her flaws, Savannah's a talented chef who earned my recommendation for good reason.
Whoa! This is really rather good.
Wonderfully soft and fluffy. Beautifully sweet. This is a masterclass in how to make Gâteau de Bourg.
I would give this one at least 9.9 out of 10. Only because there's something about the flavor of the base. It's just a little different from the recipe I'm used to.
Huh? Really? I couldn't tell.
Oh, maybe you shouldn't be on the tasting panel.
All right, on to gâteau number 2. I haven't had a single bite and already this
It's a
aroma
delight to the
is a
senses.
delight to the senses.
Oh boy.
I have a feeling that this gâteau will be a gâteau for the ages.
Ah, yes. A
How
cake of the
exciting.
ages.
I'm gonna dig in.
Hmm?
I think maybe someone got a little carried away when they were adding the sugar.
Oh, it's too sweet. Why do I have a feeling they switched
Not
whose
just the
plate
sugar.
is on
It's
what?
the flavors too. This is all over the place. Who made this?
It appears the decision is unanimous. This gâteau is far below the standard we would expect.
Oh. Oh yeah, somebody
And Paimon thought this
exchanged
might actually be close. Turns
bet.
out she
Somebody
can't bake to
exchanged
save
it.
her life.
Something's not right here. Savannah may not be perfect, but no way is she this sloppy.
That's because it's probably your cake, because she screwed us over somehow.
I can now declare that the creator of the first gâteau has...
What? It's Savannah?
No, it's not.
Hey, Savannah, you cheated, didn't you? You cheater! What
Yes,
did you do?
of course.
Oh, you swapped the plates, didn't you?
Well, someone's a sore loser. These cakes went from the oven to the judge's table without me ever laying a finger on them. It was Vanishem's staff who labeled them in the kitchen. If you're looking to accuse someone, why don't you start with them? Isn't it more likely that Escoffier's lost...
You did.
Judges, we demand a rematch. That's enough. As head chef, or rather as team lead, I take responsibility for the dish I served. Whatever, Savannah. I didn't think you'd stoop this low just to beat me in a bake-off. What happened to your chef's pride?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Haha.
If you want the Codex to bore that much... Scoffier, no! But you must promise me that you'll apologize to Firma and compensate him for everything you put him through.
It's a little late to be negotiating terms. The contest is over, and I won.
Look, Savannah, you may have fooled everyone else, but can you really fool yourself? What I'm offering is to accept defeat without looking to expose what you've done.
No.
But only on the condition that you promise to stop putting so much pressure on your staff.
Fine. I'll treat this as your final handover of duties from one head chef to the next. So, will that be all, ex-head chef? Or is there any other unfinished business you'd like to leave in my hands?
Oh dear.
I didn't mean that to be a scolding from your former boss, just a word of advice from a fellow chef and a friend. But I don't know if you're even open to input from other people anymore.
I know what I'm doing. I don't need your advice.
All right, fine. I'm glad.
Pathetic, I tell you.
Escoffier!
The Codex de Boer! Finally. Now, at long last, I will succeed.
Escoffier? How could you let her get away with this?
Yeah! The Codex is a souvenir of your time here!
I don't have
Doesn't
to
that mean
win.
anything to
That's the point. See, Escoffier is so talented, she doesn't have to win.
It's all right. It was just a bake-off, not the end of the world. I'm already over it. Besides, it's not all bad. She agreed to compensate Firma. That's mission accomplished for the Spina. Honestly, if I'd have known that giving her the Codex would solve everything, I'd have just done that in the first place. I mean, why bother with the whole cooking contest? It's such a waste of time and energy.
No. No! This doesn't make any sense!
Huh?
That's it? No secrets, no nothing? I don't believe it! This can't be happening.
Oh, Chef Savannah!
Savannah?
She cheated. for nothing.
It's nothing life-threatening. Just a lot of pent-up stress and exhaustion.
Oh, I knew it.
Pent up stress?
The truth is, however hard she might be on the rest of us, the person she puts the most pressure on is herself.
Yes, there are nights when she makes us redo things over and over into the wee hours. But for her, it's every night. She'll hide herself away in the kitchen, working on new techniques and recipes, and only realize how long she's been at it when we come to work the following morning.
But why?
Our best guess is she doesn't want to be seen as less of a chef than Escoffier.
Then she needs to stop being an ass.
And there it is.
Even so, that's no excuse for taking her anger out on the rest of you.
Yeah, and it's definitely no excuse for cheating in the cooking contest.
Huh, about that, we honestly have no idea how she did it. We were focused on our own work the whole time, like she asked.
Leone and Algalia were the ones I tasked with labeling the cakes. I've already spoken to them both. They're at a loss to explain it too.
Not to worry. Come on, join me downstairs. I'll interrogate the guilty gâteau myself.
The guilty cake. We're gonna interrogate the cake.
Well, how is it? Have you figured out what it was?
Oh, this is aggravated assault on my palate. I'd rather eat wet cement than this.
Is it really that bad? I made sure the taste tested before it was served.
Oh, relax. This isn't your cake. Savannah never switched the plates. The offending flavors are coming from in between the icing and the cake base, which means someone tampered with it while it was being made. Or in other words, we have a traitor in our midst.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I was forced into it. It was Chef Savannah. She said if I didn't cooperate, she would...
Calm down, Monica. I've already accepted defeat. And if I wanted retribution, I would have brought this up when the results were announced.
Ooh.
Whatever's going on with you,
Interesting.
just spill the beans. There's no need to hide it.
I was the one who caused the food safety incident that one time.
Food safety. Wait, you mean the Lumaline incident? So you procured the contaminated ingredients?
I think so. Savannah and I were on procurement that day. I didn't check everything as well as I should have, and so I let contaminated ingredients make it into the kitchen.
It doesn't really make it your fault.
But I swear I didn't do it on purpose. I had no idea there was an issue with them, and I didn't know it would end up with Escoffier going to jail. But the last thing I expected was for Savannah to use it as leverage to blackmail me with...
I mean, this is Savannah. If we haven't figured out by now that she's like that, I don't know how you missed it.
Crazy. So Savannah pressured you into sabotaging Escoffier's cake by threatening to expose your secret if you didn't?
Yep.
I know, it's terrible. I'm so sorry. I was so scared. The thought of Chef Escoffier finding out that I put her in jail, it made me freeze up with fear. I thought Escoffier would hate my guts if she ever found out, and yet somehow that's ended up in me doing something even worse.
Seriously? All this fuss over a little slip-up?
Huh?
Firstly, it's not like I got a life sentence. I did my stint at the fortress, and now I'm out. And secondly, I had my own reasons for leaving the Hotel de Boer. This wasn't the only factor, so you don't need to feel ashamed or frightened or anything like that. Any more than you need to add butter when you're pan-searing foie gras.
I mean, there's enough fat in foie gras. You definitely don't need to add any.
You mean... you forgive me?
Oh, well, I'm not saying you don't have to take responsibility for your mistakes. You should tell Vanisham to mark down your performance for the past few months. Then do some digging and find out exactly where those contaminated ingredients
I
came
mean,
from.
right?
Sure, you've made mistakes, but now's the time to fix them. Understood?
Maybe, here's an idea. Maybe you should have considered finding what caused the problem initially instead of just trying to place blame.
Understood.
Good. Now, back to Savannah. What about the original codex would compel her to resort to blackmail?
I have my suspicions. Not that I've got any proof to back them up, though.
Ugh. What happened to me?
I've overheard some customers murmuring about how the Hotel de Boer hasn't been the same since Escoffier left. They think our menu doesn't taste like it used to, especially our signature items.
Now that you mention it, I noticed it during the contest too. I couldn't put my finger on it, but the flavor seems subtly different from how it used to be. But the difference was so small, I'm sure no one would notice it besides our most loyal customers and true dessert connoisseurs.
Still, as head chef, it's easy to see why Savannah would get so hung up on it. So many times I've seen her make the cake base over and over again, late into the night, determined to match Escoffier's version. But something's always slightly off every time.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Never really gave it much thought, though.
Thinking back on it now, it's clear that Savannah's been in a downward spiral ever since Escoffier left.
Okay.
She wants to
but y'all
prove that
left
she can
her
fill
alone
Escoffier's shoes.
upstairs.
That's gotta be the reason. But after countless setbacks, she's getting more and more unhinged. And at some point along the way, she switched from doubting herself to doubting Escoffier.
Doubting Escoffier? For what?
Yeah, it would explain why she was bent on getting the original at any cost. She must have thought Escoffier purposely omitted key details from her recipes when she copied them out.
Okay. Got it. That's what I figured, but
Also, she could retain her place as the #1 chef in Fontaine, the only one privy to all the secrets of the trade.
it's not really necessary.
Oh,
It's
for
like
goodness
trying to
sake.
copy your
What a
mom's
stupid
recipe.
idea.
Or your grandma's, or your great-grandma's, like me.
Of course. Then she finally got the codex only to discover that the secret recipes she's been pining for don't exist at all. Seeing how utterly wrong she was must have been a real shock to the system. It probably brought up everything at once. It overwhelmed her, and she passed out.
There's still one thing that doesn't make sense, though. If Savannah had the real recipe all along, how come it tasted different? She might not be on the same level as Escoffier, but surely after like 50 attempts, she'd get it right one of those times.
Not necessarily.
You'd think so, but geniuses like Escoffier are in a league of their own.
New head chef, you say? What's her name? I don't think I've heard of her before.
I wonder, can the Hotel de Boer keep its edge without a Escoffier at the helm?
This tastes different from last time. Is it undercooked or something?
Well, that would be rough.
Take this. It's a copy of the Codex de Boer. From now on, you will be its keeper. Don't listen to the doubters. If I say you can do it, then you can do it. Even if you don't believe in yourself, at least believe in me. Hey, did you hear me? Once I'm gone, the restaurant is all yours.
Ooh, hello.
All this time,
I like
I've been blaming other
trains.
people, but maybe I'm the problem.
I sincerely apologize for putting everyone out. Savannah's awake now, but I don't think she's ready. Let's give her the day to calm down.
Yes, we shall talk everything out
In
tomorrow.
that case, I'll go and update for Ma and his family.
So, we'll come back tomorrow then.
That was a long day. I think...
Oh, nice! Macarons? Or are you gonna switch it up this time?
Traveler, how much do you know about the snow-winged goose?
Nothing, thank God.
Every year, they migrate long distances in search of a suitable home. There's always one goose at the front whose job is to lead the flock.
Can we go find them and kill them for their meat?
Fontaine poets
Turn them
often
into
use
dinner?
the image of that goose to explore the ideas about leadership and genius. They usually imagine someone who's a cut above the rest, a model of perfection. But what those poets don't know is that during a migration, the lead goose is always changing. Once the lead goose shows signs of fatigue, it retreats to the back of the flock and allows an... So the truth is that leadership, with all the responsibilities and pressures that come with it, it's something that everyone takes turns at. But we humans completely miss that fact when we project our own ideas about social hierarchies onto them. I guess what I'm saying is, I don't buy into this notion that there's some sort of gulf between normal and genius. Cooking
Okay.
is a science, not magic. Given the same ingredients, same recipe, and same environment, I see no reason why two different people shouldn't be able to create the exact same dish.
Cooking is not a science. Cooking is an art. Baking is a science. Baking. Baking is absolutely dependent upon those ratios. And if you get those ratios messed up, you do not have a cake. You have a pancake or lead, depending on how badly you baked it. Cooking, however, cooking is creativity and art because you don't need to measure anything and it doesn't have to be the same. It is all in how and when you add ingredients and the temperatures at which you add them, and all of
Of
that
course,
matters.
some people have a more sensitive palate than others, and some people are just born bolder or more conscientious. But these are all variables that can be accounted for with time and practice.
I'm going to disagree with you on that. but
I'd
okay.
have no reason to expect so much from others if I believed that perfection can only come from the hands of a genius. The only reason I hold people to high standards is because, well, I believe they're capable of greatness. Okay, I've made up my mind. I'm gonna get to the bottom of why Savannah failed. And come tomorrow, I'll give her the scolding of her life, pointing out all the mistakes she's made along the way. Then she'll finally see the error of her ways.
I don't think she needs another scolding, dear. I think she scolded herself entirely too much. Okay, they do want the following day. As the sands pass through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. All right, let's do this.
Why are we here so early? Our meeting with Vanigem isn't for a while.
I do what I want. I die happy. That's
Check
why.
on her? Why? What happened? Oh no. Escoffier, are you alright?
That's a lot of cakes.
I'm fine. Just need to get some more coffee in me. Huh? What happened to my coffee? Did I really drink it all? All right. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Well, there's cooking facilities here. could just grab a cup of coffee from Cafe Lutece, but either way, hurry!
Coffee.
Same. Try that. It looks tasty.
Mmm, strong, bitter coffee beans, transformed through expert brewing and balanced perfectly with rich, creamy steam milk. Wonderful. I feel much better now. Thank you so much, Traveler and Paimon.
Glad to hear it, but make sure to catch up on your sleep when you get the chance.
I think I figured out where the problem lies. Honestly, it's ridiculous. I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
Well, given how many times I've tried to recreate and make my kitchen smell like when my great-grandmother was cooking all day, do share.
Wait, what investigation? What are you guys talking about?
I'll save it for when everyone else gets here. It's so stupidly small, I can't believe it's caused so much drama. Yes, except my failures were stepping stones to success.
Escoffier, have you seen Savannah?
Huh? No, not since yesterday. Why? What's wrong?
After seeing her home yesterday, we were all a little concerned about how she was doing. So, I dropped by her place early this morning to check on her, only to find an empty house with the doors wide open. I left Alphonse and
She
the
went
others to
missing.
keep watch at her home, while I checked the Hôtel de Bord. If she's not here, then where could she be?
Boss, Escoffier, bad news.
Alphonse? You're supposed to be
We were, but then, just after you left, we found this stuff in her house.
Oh, looks like a map with a bunch of random places circled. What does it mean?
Wait a second. This feels familiar. I'm sure these places are all connected somehow. Of course, from the Codex. They're all places that Modeste explored on his adventures. Yeah, but I don't understand. The adventure logs in the Codex are too fragmented to be of any use. How come this map shows all the missing details?
the Codex de Bord? Then this place marked in red out at sea. Could that be the fabled birthplace of Gâteau de Bord?
But they created it, see? I mean, it's a hotel in the middle of Fontaine.
Seriously? So now she set her sights on finding the original recipe and beating Escoffier that way? Geez, Savannah. Anything to overcome a gâteau plateau, huh?
Ugh, idiot. Does she have a death wish?
Hold on. There's more. Besides the map, we also found these letters.
It was you let the Lumaline through. You're responsible for purchasing. Problematic. What would your good friend think? Retrieve the real Codex by any means necessary. That's where the real treasures can be found, and you gave it away like a fool. Whether in a bet or by force, it doesn't matter. Don't you have that cooking showdown? If you think you can win, what are you dawdling for? She was the one who concealed the secret recipe in the first place. She didn't conceal anything.
It was you. It sounds like a threat letter. Does this mean...
Retrieve the Codex by any means necessary. So the cooking contest and the cheating. Someone else was behind her pulling the strings?
She's keeping the true recipe to herself.
Ugh, this is all such a mess. Paimon needs a second to process this. First, we thought that Savannah forced Monica to cheat in the cooking contest. But now, it turns out that someone else forced Savannah to force Monica to cheat?
You're finally here. Of course. I should have put two and two together as soon as I read your threat letter. The food safety incident. The demand for a cooking contest. The instruction to blackmail Monica. Even the suggestion that Escoffier was keeping secrets from me. It was all part of your grand plan, wasn't it, Monica?
Okay. Not who I thought.
We should be getting close to the spot marked on the map.
Of all the stupid things she's done, this really takes the cake. The moment we find her, I'm gonna curse the living daylights out of her.
Wait, this is Fontaine. How do I dive again? There it is. Yeah, turn around. Come on. Spring of the first dewdrop. Why? Special water under the water? Yeah, I don't know. Because there is. Ice. Do I get to take a Scoffier? I guess we'll take this. Oh dear. Who's to? Oh boy. I do need a chance to level Layla, don't I? Can I ascend you? No. Oh god, you want that thing. You know, let's replace her with him. How about? What do you think? No? Okay.
What shall we do?
I know, not really the appropriate person for the party, but it'll work. Of course I got a Scoffier. Now I definitely have the wrong team. Oh well. We'll see.
Off to the freezer!
I love being back in Fontaine. Even for a little bit. It's also pretty.
Whoa! This place looks like an underwater restaurant, doesn't it? Suddenly, the idea of an adventure chef finding secret ingredients makes a whole lot more sense.
I think Modest's codex mentioned this place. A public bath from the time of Remoria. So yeah, definitely the kind of place that would have served food and drinks.
Huh? Some blubber beasts have come to join the party? How did they get here? Aw, they ran off!
That could be easier said than done. Something's blocking the entrance.
Well, did Modeste mention it in his adventure logs, maybe?
Good point. Yes, that's right. It's coming back to...
We prepared a banquet for our shy little guests, and as the food flowed away on the current, they broke into a joyous chorus, and the path opened to us.
We have to feed the blubber beasts? With what? There's nothing here besides rocks, romaritime flowers, and lumitoile.
The maritime flowers
See,
and Lumitoile.
this is why you should always bring snacks. You never know when you're gonna need them. Now we have to head all the way back to shore and
There is no time for that. Romaritime flowers and lumitoile will have to do. They may not look appetizing to us, but who knows? They could be blubber beast delicacies.
need to feed the blubber beasts.
Wait, we're seriously gonna try this?
An inspired melange.
Take flight!
Shower me with praise!
Bon appetit. Ja. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Ja. A little remove boosh. Ha.
Okay. Obtain the flavorings, complete the flavoring process. Five will put me one over. Let's do it this way. Perfect.
Blubber beasts or not, are we...
Trust me, they'll love it.
Oh, good question. If we try to put them in the pool, we'll probably just...
Yes, we can't afford to wait for them to double back. Oh, what was it that Modeste said again?
Flowing away on the current, you put it in the little thing.
Wow, it's really singing! It must taste better than Paimon thought!
Maybe it's just an adorable blubber beast.
The tracks turned back again. Oh, so annoying.
Got it.
Ja.
They sing.
Hey, it's open!
Thank you for the loot. Is there any collectibles? Can I? Okay, this is Fontaine. I can literally swim. Come on. abilities.
Hey, give me your water.
No.
Here.
I do hope you poisoned
I
it.
said your water, the one you just drank out of?
Sure.
All those years slaving away under Escoffier, and then you. Today, it's finally paying off. Not only have I found the ruin that Savelli kept hidden, but I also get to boss you around like my little lapdog. Hey, go scout ahead for me. If we need to do any more blast tunneling, I want to know where to lay the explosives.
We're blowing things up.
Did you not hear me? Get going.
Why don't you do it yourself?
Oh, when did you learn to fight back? You're always so compliant when I give you instructions by letter.
That's because you threatened to expose me for the Lumiline incident. I swear, if I'd known what you were planning, I'd never have...
Ha! Don't be so self-righteous. Admit it, you've always been jealous of Escoffier. That's why you lapped up everything I told you. You were terrified of her finding out about your part in the Lumiline incident, and you resented the way her reputation hung over you. So you jumped at the chance to convince yourself that she was the villain, that she deliberately hid her secret recipes from you just to hold you back. It was the only excuse you needed to justify getting back at her. First, idolization, then jealousy, suspicion, and self-deception.
Usually how it works.
That's what this comes down to. It was the same story with Savelli and my ancestor. He offered Modeste his friendship, only to murder him out of vanity.
Oh, that's where this comes back to.
He promised to explore the world with him, only to later destroy all records of their adventures. It's a miracle I even found this place. You have no idea the So you see, you're no better than Savelli. If you can't beat him, betray him, right?
Oh dear.
I am no Savelli, nor will I ever be.
Oh, put a lid on it. You really think you can absolve yourself of your vindictive and jealous behavior now? Just because you finally realized that Escoffier never kept any secrets from you? You didn't show any remorse when she left, or in the cooking contest. Why start now? You have no right to redemption.
You're right. I don't deserve her forgiveness. But I am done being bullied into submission by you!
Ooh, feisty. But you should watch your tone. Talking to me like that could get you in big trouble.
I somehow doubt that. Since I poisoned both our water bottles.
What?
Ever since I learned the truth. I've been biding my time, waiting for this moment. You've played me like a fiddle for so long, and now this is payback!
Had to be. I mean, you should never trust a Sicilian when death is on the line, but okay.
But you drank it too.
Yep. I mean,
It's
did
what
you ever
we both
watch The
deserve.
Princess Bride? That's how
This
it goes.
is the price we must pay for betraying Escoffier. You'll die here with me, Monica.
You.
That was actually good, though.
Oh, you're too much. I saw your dumb plan a mile off. There's no poison in these bottles, just clean, fresh water.
No.
Revenge is a dish best served cold, you know? Did you really think your half-baked plot would fool me? You're a lousy chef, and you make a lousy villain, too. A complete waste of space.
No wonder you never amounted to anything.
Everything I ever did was a failure. And now,
Hey, why don't you try your hand at being a comedian in your next life? You got a good laugh out of me. But now the show's over. You should have just done like I asked, Savannah. All I wanted you to do was scout the ruins for me. But you had your chance, and now it's time to say goodbye.
Stop right there!
Let her go, Monica! We've got you surrounded!
That's not how surrounded works, Paimon.
Escoffier?
Ugh, looks like I'll have to keep you around for a little longer.
You can't! Stay back if you want her alive!
Escoffier and the Traveler. I can't take you both on in combat, but if you so much as flinch, I can end Savannah's life in a heartbeat.
Monica, what are you hoping to achieve by this?
A recipe! You chefs are all blinded by your myopic focus on kitchen affairs. Well, some of us actually have bigger fish to fry. Modeste had a secret. The truth behind his so-called genius, the je ne sais quoi factor in his Gâteau de Bourg, and it's right here in these ruins.
Yes, magically, it's been hiding all this time, and he left it here.
Are you serious? You're here because of a Gâteau de Bourg obsession? You've gone completely mad!
I couldn't care less about the cake itself. No, the real treasure is the secret ingredient that Modeste sourced from these ruins. He and Savelli were fools.
Ooh.
A priceless treasure of Remoria in the palms of their hands, and they thought, ooh, this would go great in our cake mix. We're talking about a powerful stimulant that also sharpens the senses. That's no cooking ingredient. It's a groundbreaking drug. That's right. I've done my research. It was a drug that Remoria developed for their war machine. I could make a killing by selling it to the treasure hoarders or the Fatui.
Will you listen to yourself? You're completely delusional.
My eyes are wide open. Just wait till I get my hands on this treasure. You'll see what a fool you've been.
Why do all the villains need to have their monologue moment? Don't they know that if you just get with the offing and stop with the explaining, you'd probably win?
Wait, what's that sound?
Just when I thought she couldn't get any crazier. She's lucky the whole place didn't collapse.
Uh-oh, Savannah's gone too!
Monica must have taken her. Oh, what a coward. She's only taken her hostage because she knows that she's no match for you.
That's true. Even if she finds the treasure, she'll need Savannah alive if she...
Oh, well, our path's been blocked, so let's look for another route. The water looks pretty deep here. Maybe it leads somewhere.
Of course it does. I mean, we are in Fontaine. It had to be. Hello, hello. How do I get your power again? Excuse me. Thank you. Hello. Oh my gosh. Okay, I did not miss the swim bubble diaper at all. No, but that's okay. I did like the little water bombs that don't hurt me. I'm a big fan. Oh god, I forgot about that. Let's do it again. Oh, come on, I did it wrong. Come on, come on. Shh. Go down, 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 dive. Come on. We can do this. We can do this. Leap out of the water like a graceful dolphin. Come on. Come on, Escoffier. We can do this. Oh, man. Gotta fight. Okay, fine.
Go.
Alright, Gigi.
Okay.
Maybe
You
I
were probably
actually
awakened by the
did bring
explosion
the
just
right
now.
team.
Alright, Nice Skills 101. Time for some rough chopping. A dash of frosting. Shah!
Definitely brought the right team. Geo was useful. See? Geo was useful. Okay. We'll let Escoffier lead. Yeah. I think I shall roll for her this evening. We shall see. I think I shall try. Oh, hello. Hello, friend. Below, following the exalted Harmost something order in accordance with their base, okay, most sacred, most benevolent temper, we establish a blank as condolences for the naturalized okay. Savages, they may, okay. With the secret treasure granted graciously, the warriors' bodily desires are satisfied that they may fight on with 100-fold bravery. Aha! Oh man, I'm so glad. Seriously though, Rare Fontaine Ruin's the best. Just it's everything is
Another
the
door?
best here.
Guess we need to prepare another feast for our guests.
Tasty tidbits.
An inspired melange. Shah! A little amuse-bouche.
Okay. Oh boy.
Even the best chef in the world can't flavor their food without prepping the flavorings, right? A dash of frosting! Shah! Ha! Ra! Za!
Let's see. Do I have the right numbers now? There we go. Voila. galumps.
It seems to really
Just
like the
proves
texture of Rome
that
maritime flowers.
blubber beasts are in fact seals, because seals, when they go along the ground, is called galumphing. That's actually a real word, which always surprises me. Hello, hello, Alice. How are you this evening? Oh, no, I needed one of these.
A little amuse-bouche.
Not bad. Let's do the counting right. Oh dear. I have too much red now. Alright. We should figure this out. I did not math very well. I must try again. Alright. Oh, that's a terrible choice. Yes, we shall balance the flavors with only red. Yes, we shall, in fact, do it that way. That's totally gonna work.
A dash of frosting.
Blue. Because now I get to cook. Don't worry, Mama will fix it. Except, it's me. It's all me. Let's see. I did it. Now I need to deliver it. Turn it again. That will not take it there. That will take it there. Oh, you asshole. Ah. Thank you.
No recipe, no problem.
Rise.
Take flight.
Solidify!
A little amuse-bouche.
Stop trying to steal his food. It's very rude.
I never knew you could process Lumitwol like that. Alright, I've got to jot this down.
Wait, what?
Lumitwols and maritime flowers. This could open the door to a whole new world.
Yep, that's literally the plan. Wait, hold on. Which door are you talking about?
Alright, let's see here. Head a little deeper. Let's see. Is there anything to collect? Any loot? No, but there are pretty things to see.
That's strange. These don't look Grimoirian to me. More like last century Fontaine.
Adventurers from last century Fontaine, huh? Oh, Modeste and Savelli, do you think they camped here?
Maybe those are
By
their
the looks of
books.
it, this was a one-person camp. They adventured together, but maybe one of them came back alone at a later date. Huh, you really think?
Trust our adventurers' instincts. We're pros at this
There
stuff.
are a
Just
bunch
like
of books
you're a pro
on
in
the
the
desk.
kitchen. Okay, well, the Traveler has more adventuring experience overall, but Paimon's definitely a pro rummager from all those treasure chests. Darn it! Paimon was just about to show off her rummaging skills.
Huh, no kidding. Are all adventurers so obsessed with journaling? I mean, I guess I take a lot of notes when I'm cooking as well, but I thought that was just me.
Anyway,
Gotta
let's
take
find out
notes.
who was
How will
here.
you remember what you did?
It's been years since I've last visited these ruins. It's exactly the way I remember it. This place probably hasn't changed in millennia. Sadly, up above, on dry land, everything has changed. The treasure of Remoria. That's what we used to call it.
Oh,
Modeste
this is
was right about its
Savelli.
potential. It turned Gâteau de Bourg into a national sensation. Our limited stock of the substance meant that the gâteau could only be produced on a small scale. But this only drove up the popularity all the more. Modeste was right about that too. He predicted all of it. He was praised as a genius, while I, as the one person who'd ever disagreed with him, was labeled a talentless fool. Modeste tried his best to console me, but I knew better than anyone just how great the gulf was between us. Our conversations grew scarce, and we saw less and less of each other. I didn't fight it. He had new friends and a career of his own.
Aw.
Why invite further disdain by inserting myself where I did not belong?
Oh, dude. You guys were like
I
best
told
friends,
myself
though.
that maybe
Come on.
one day, when I finally created a masterpiece of my own, I'd be able to face him without shame.
Okay. Somebody's anxiety is talking.
Or maybe one day, when I've put these feelings of self-loathing behind me,
Like I said.
I'd be able to ask him with a smile on my face, how about we go on one more adventure, for old time's sake? Unfortunately, that day will never come.
So it was Savelli. From the sounds of it, he came back after Modeste had already died.
I always thought it was just a legend. But if it's true, then this must be the place where they found their secret ingredient, the birthplace of Gâteau de Bourg.
In that case, what does that say about the death of Modeste? If it's all true, maybe Savelli really did have something to do with it.
The taste of Gâteau de Bourg has changed. Modeste was convinced of this, even though everyone swore they couldn't tell. Being the perfectionist that he was, he refused to accept even the slightest flaw in his work. He stopped all sales of the product, locked himself away in the kitchen, and worked day and night,
That doesn't sound like
vowing
anybody
to
else
find
we
out
know.
where he had gone wrong. But as he baked and taste tested over and over again, he found he only strayed further and further from the original taste. It was only when he was sipping on coffee one day and realized he could not taste the bitterness that the truth finally dawned on him. What had changed was not the gâteau, but his sense of taste. The treasure of Remoria stimulates the senses, taste included, and invigorates the spirit. In the short term, it offers people the ultimate gourmet experience, but in the long term, it dulls their senses entirely. In hindsight, it made perfect sense. After all, why would a culture that sought liberation from the constraints of their bodies care for the loss of their senses? But we realized it too late. We were just too late.
As a chef, losing your sense of taste would definitely suck.
Over the course of his many culinary experiments, Modeste exhausted the remaining supply of the treasure of Remoria. He consumed it all himself.
Ooh.
The finest culinary talent of his generation now faced a future in which he would never be able to taste anything ever again.
Dear.
Finally, in despair, he took his own life. And because we had become estranged, I could not be there to stop him, to offer some words of comfort, or even to say goodbye. Yet despite everything, he sent me his final letter.
The treasure of Remoria? Guess Monica was really onto something. It really was a kind of drug.
So, Modeste chose to end his own life. Then, why all the rumors that Savelli murdered him? Also, neither the Codex nor any other contemporary records make any mention of the treasure of Remoria. It's almost as if someone deliberately erased it from history.
Like Savelli, since his best friend murdered himself over it. I mean, maybe.
Modeste told me everything in his final letter. His was a tale of how even a genius could fail, and how much more devastating it is when it happens. Did he hope I would gain some personal catharsis from knowing the truth? Or maybe he wished for me to warn the public about the dangers of Gâteau de Bourg, proving that I had been right all along. But if the public ever learned how Modeste's greatest triumph became his undoing, his fall from grace would be swift and merciless. 1 minute a genius, the next a joke. It would surely spell the end for his restaurant too.
I mean, I'm sure the fact that he had no taste buds left probably didn't help.
What would be his legacy then? How would future generations view everything we built together? I fear the scorn I have faced these last years would pale in comparison to the scorn shown to him by the history books. I cannot let that come to pass. I will do what I must to protect his name. It will mean tampering with his notes to remove the damning details, leaving mere fragments of our story behind. It may lead his family to suspect me of having a hand in his demise. But if that's the price of destroying all evidence of my crimes, then so be it. I would rather the world believe a tale of genius and jealousy than see his reputation in tatters. The final loose end is the evidence here, at the bottom of the sea.
Huh? What's wrong? Didn't we say Savannah should be safe for now?
So we thought, but if Monica finds out what happened to the treasure, there's no telling what she might do.
She'd definitely be upset since she wanted it so bad. Oh, I remember this. There were those guys that they were turning into machines. The Lemurians really, believed in that. They were a little strange. They were like the opposite of Data from Star Trek.
The treasure of Remoria. I have found you at last. Savelli, you tried your best to bury the truth, but you underestimated the children of Modeste. Some fragments of his diary escaped your clutches, and we have held on to them for generations.
Okay, so you're all nuts. Got it.
But I have to thank you too, Savannah. Without your help retrieving the codex, and with it the last piece of the puzzle, I may never have found this place. But now, finally, the secret to Remoria's military might is within my grasp. The treasure of Remoria is mine!
Ah, villains and their desperate monologuing. Just take the shit and go. You do realize you'd probably get out of here if you just took it and left. But no, you had to have a nice monologue about, I finally have it, it's in my hands. Really? This just lets me catch up to you.
Oh, it's empty.
Nicely done.
It's empty?
Monica? Oh, we were seconds too late.
Escoffier? What's the deal with that jar?
Savelli's final act! He wanted to conceal the secret of the treasure forevermore and make sure it would never harm anyone again. So he came here after his friend's death and destroyed every last shred that remained.
This can't be happening. All the years I spent piecing together the truth, all my painstaking planning, all that for an empty jar.
I mean, it's a really pretty jar, though.
Monica, don't do anything stupid. This ruin is more dangerous than you realize.
Oh, shut your pie hole!
Praise be to Lord Remus.
I mean, you had to do it, didn't you?
You barbarian shall be slain.
She's a nutcase! A liability to herself and everyone else! Well, now it's up to us to clean up the mess she's made. Take these golems out! Okay, I'm coming.
Oh, no, you don't. If I can't get what I want, neither will any of you. I've got nothing to show for my life's work so far. But if I can take another so-called genius down with me in my final moment, then it was all worth it.
You were maybe just a little crazy. Maybe. Just a little.
You're a psycho.
Nicely done.
Savannah? Oh, when did you wake up?
I may be a lousy chef, but it looks like I'm not a complete waste of space.
Traveler?
Run, or you'll be well done. That's probably my favorite line from that entire game.
Escoffier! Savannah!
Traveler! And Paimon!
Venejem,
We went
what are
spinning.
you doing here?
We're fine.
What did you expect us to do? Stay at the restaurant and sit on our merry derrieres? While the Traveler and Escoffier were out here risking their lives?
Oh yeah, that's actually what I expected. Yeah.
We had to do something, even though that something ended up being, well, waiting for you here instead.
I don't deserve
How
any
very
of you.
adventurous of you.
And I certainly don't deserve to be your head chef. It was my fault Escoffier had to leave. Then I couldn't live up to her standards. I acted like a tyrant in the kitchen. And
Yes.
now I almost
Yes,
got myself
you did
killed.
act like a tyrant in the kitchen.
Come back, Escoffier. Come and be our head chef again. I'll never be able to replace you.
Okay, so everything I said to you the day I left, it just went in one ear and out the other?
Huh? Sorry, I was kinda in my own head at the time. All I could think about was the Lumiline situation. What was it you said again?
Forget it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I didn't leave this job because of you. And you're not nearly as awful a chef as you think.
Shows what you know.
If you were that bad, why would all your staff show up here for you?
Escoffier's right. Sure, you nitpick our work and get us to do things over a lot. But when it comes down to it, you're the one who's always doing whatever it takes to make sure the customers get served on time, every time.
Things were pretty rough after Escoffier left. And Savannah's the only reason we've been able to make it through.
Our customers know that Escoffier doesn't work for us anymore. But the fact is, they keep coming back. If that's not an endorsement of your work, I don't know what is. At the end of the
that's
day,
fair.
we're all human, and we all make mistakes. All we can do is recognize where we get it wrong and do our best to improve. That's all that's humanly possible.
Okay, he's got a point.
No, I get what you're saying, but what I did to Fermont and to Escoffier, it's unforgivable.
Well, about that, there's someone else here to see you, Chef.
It's been a while, Chef Savannah.
Fermont? I'm so sorry. I put far too much pressure on you.
I mean, yeah,
And
you
the way
did.
I stubbornly refused to go and see you after you fell ill. There's no excuse, but I'm too late, aren't I? The damage is done. I heard that you can't even hold a kitchen knife anymore.
No, he's a bit traumatized, honey.
Actually, I think I'm going to be just fine.
Oh, he got over it real fast.
Huh?
We thought Firmin's problem was purely psychological in nature. But after the threat letter came to light, it got Firmin thinking.
Oh,
And then
shit.
he remembered the tea that Monica used to give him every night.
Why am I not surprised?
And as it turns out, She was lacing it with Lumaline the whole time.
No way! Doesn't that cause nerve damage?
It
Yeah,
can.
yes.
High doses pose a risk of serious nervous and sensory complications. But if you calculate the dosage carefully, you can control the extent of its effects. A small dose might simply make a person more emotional, whether that mean more fragile or more hot-tempered.
Okay, so got it.
No wonder it seemed like you'd lost your edge.
I asked my friends at the Fontaine Research Institute about it. They said that with the low dose I was taking, the risks are pretty small. They also fixed me up with some... Well, that's what happens when you give someone a little bit of hope to cling on to.
There's more. We believe that
No, Savannah
Firma
probably
was likely not
'cause
Monica's
her temper
only
completely
victim.
changed. Okay.
You mean she poisoned me too?
Oh, so that's why Savannah's been so irritable this whole time!
I did do it.
Let's not be too quick to blame everything on the Lumaline. That stuff can only amplify what's already there. So tasty food will seem like the most delicious thing in the world, while food you don't particularly care for will become utterly revolting. So you better make sure you reflect on your behavior and apologize to every single person you've wronged.
I mean,
will.
that's fair.
I'm sorry. There's still one question that's really bugging me. Why is it that no matter what I do, my Gâteau de Bourg never tastes the same as yours? Is it just... I mean, is it because you're a genius and I'm not?
Smarts doesn't change how good your food tastes. Seasoning does.
It's because the heating element in your oven is broken, you silly goose.
Well, that's an interesting way of saying you're...
What?
I felt like something was off during the cooking contest. Once I got around to checking all the equipment, I noticed it right away. There was a half-degree discrepancy between the temperature setting and the actual temperature.
Yeah. I mean, that was a heck of a way. I'm gonna use that in the future. I swear I'm gonna tell one of my children that their oven's thermometer is off.
All the ovens in the whole kitchen had the same problem, which confused me at the time, but by this point, it's pretty obvious that Monica must have tampered with.
The heating element in your oven is broken.
I would have figured it out the day of the bake-off, since the issue affected both our teams. But of course, Monica sabotaged mine so that could never happen.
No. I spent so long trying to find out where I was going wrong, and then you pinpoint the problem in just one night? It all comes back to one simple, undeniable truth. You're a genius, and I'm just plain old Savannah.
No.
Oh, cut it out! Stop the woe is me act for a second and just think. I came up with this recipe. You don't think that might have something to do with it?
Yeah, that would definitely do it.
Do you know how long I spent perfecting my Gâteau de Bourg? 3 years! 3 whole years! I know this dish inside out, back to front and upside down.
When you put that much effort into a recipe, you're gonna...
And you've been head chef now for what, 6 months? If that? A couple hundred failed attempts, and you're gonna throw in the kitchen towel and declare you'll never be successful because you're not a genius.
Okay, I can appreciate why Escoffier is kind of annoyed here.
You clearly have no idea how many kitchen failures I've had under my belt, or just how long it took me to finally get my recipe to a level I was satisfied with. Genius or not, everyone makes mistakes. Modeste did, Savelli did, everyone does. You're only a lousy chef if you don't face up to your mistakes. Learn from them, and then keep chipping away until you crack the problem once and for all. Surely you haven't forgotten all that. You were no lousy chef back when I handed you the reins.
I haven't forgotten. And I'll...
That... Ha-ha! Sounds like we won't need another changing of the guard in the Hotel de Bord kitchen anytime soon. Huzzah!
What a perfect ending
to.
So you got your mojo back now?
Yeah. Thanks to you, Escoffier. In fact, no.
Aw, friends again! So nice to see them finally settle their beef.
Good. So now that's out of the way.
Not all the beef.
It's time for payback. You cheated in our last bake-off,
Oh,
and I
God.
demand a rematch right now.
But that was mostly Monica's fault.
Right. And also, does it have to be right now? Savannah's only just got her mojo back.
Right.
And you barely escaped from a death trap.
No excuses.
Oh,
This is
God.
a cooking contest between two top chefs, and nothing will stand in its way.
You're not gonna make me do it.
So grab your spatula and get ready, because this rematch is happening today. Right now, this instant.
Hey, so, this whole time you were salty about losing?
Of course she was.
The second cooking contest commences now!
Ugh.
This time, no more games.
You had
No
the
holding back.
opportunity right there. Allez, cuisine! But no. Again. Missed opportunity. Very disappointed in Genshin. Very disappointed. My oven doesn't do that when it's done cooking. I guess my oven's broken. I've never had a cake do that.
I feel like I don't have the right to be here.
Hey, what are you so
That's
afraid
not
of?
accurate.
You can't unbake it now. And if you don't serve it, then good or bad, you'll never find out how to improve. If you're too scared to fail, you'll never know what real success tastes like.
Yep.
So?
Embrace your failure. Taste it. Digest it. That's the way to success.
I don't know. Sounds like it's easier said than done.
It is.
I'll do it.
The results are in! A landslide victory for Escoffier!
I mean, she's a good chef.
Quite rightly, too. Piece of cake.
I mean, it was literally a piece of cake you served.
Oh yeah, look at that! Savannah looks pretty chipper too, considering she lost.
Now, where were we? Yes. Do you have any more questions? I thought Navia would have filled you in. And actually, I said all this to Savannah before I left. Although, as we saw, I don't think any of it sank in. I had two reasons for leaving. One was the food safety incident, of course. But the other was that the Hotel de Boer had reached a point where it didn't need me anymore. So I decided to step down and look for new opportunities to improve myself.
Improve how?
Well, a while back, I got to know a fellow chef from Liyue, and in her, I saw so many new possibilities. She has that same adventurous spirit that Modeste and Sibeli had in their youth. Slime mucus,
This
lizard
is
tails.
true.
With her,
True.
nothing's off the table.
I wouldn't eat a slime mucus, but, you know. Shungling?
There's a whole world of new flavors out there waiting to be explored, hiding away in ingredients we overlook. Case in
fair.
point, remember those Romaritime flowers down in the ruins? I used them in the cooking contest just now. Did you taste the difference?
What? Paimon didn't notice at all.
Half of the art of cooking is dissecting the recipes of previous chefs and figuring out the exact constellation of elements that gave their work its signature taste. And the other half It lies in freeing yourself from the confines of the kitchen. You've got to go out and explore the endless possibilities out there.
There are a lot of things that can be replaced in the
Uh-oh.
kitchen.
Paimon's suddenly not sure she wants to try your cooking anymore.
I do.
Don't worry, it's not going to be a free-for-all like in Modeste's time. Before I put anything into my food, I'll obviously do my research. Make sure it doesn't contain any harmful substances.
It's probably good. Don't drug your taste testers.
In the meantime,
Again.
take this. It's a recipe for Petit Gâteau de Bourg revised version. I tweaked it to suit your needs as busy adventurers. Hope you enjoy, and remember, feedback is always welcome.
All right! So, do you ever...
Oh, of course. I've already promised Vanishem that I'll come back every once in a while to make sure the quality of the food remains at an acceptable level.
You know, Paimon's still a little disappointed that we never got to see the treasure of Remoria. Surely Monica wouldn't have gotten drawn in so deeply if it wasn't for all the mystery surrounding the original Gâteau de Bourg. She practically dedicated her life to finding the lost pieces of Modeste's diary. Then went to all that trouble to infiltrate the Hotel de Bourg. And in the end, it was all for nothing.
Okay, I just realized that I am completely covering the words so y'all can't see them. Wait. I'll block them all. You don't need to see the words. I will just guess random things anyway. She sold her soul for a dream and then had a rude awakening, or her life's work became a grand exercise in futility. Okay, I gotta go with the second one.
Since you mentioned the treasure, between Modeste's writings and what we saw in those ruins, I think I may have figured out the truth. The so-called treasure of Remoria was most likely a substance that the Remorians extracted from Lumitoiles, better known to us as Lumiline.
Huh? So then, why all the hype back in the early days of Gâteau de Bourg?
Don't forget, it was a very different era. We could barely even refine sugar back then, so desserts were very much in their infancy. In a world of bland food, it's no wonder that the first thing to really excite people's taste buds took the world by storm. And as for the Lumiline, it may well have been somewhat valuable in ancient times. But these days, it's just another drug from the Fontaine Research Institute. Even if Savelli hadn't destroyed it all, I doubt it would be worth that much these days.
So after all that, there was nothing in those ruins but worthless junk.
Yep.
Feels strange to say it, but Paimon almost feels sorry for Monica. She sacrificed it all only to get nothing in return.
She got exactly what she deserved. And I'm absolutely not repeating the second one, unless it's sarcastically. Yes, Paimon, poor Monica, who put us through all that hell and tortured people and drugged them, and no, she got what she deserved.
Huh? Navia? You just got back from that underwater ruin, right? Well, check it out. They ran a special issue. Did you see anything like this down there? Freshly unearthed from the ruins of Remoria. A magnificent jar thought to be over 1,000 years old.
I mean, the jar was pretty. I said that.
Experts say it has immense artistic and historical value. It could be worth an absolute fortune.
Wait, isn't that the jar they used to hold the treasure?
If only it was still in one piece. Some butterfingers must have dropped it or something. It's such a shame.
Monica had a temper tantrum and tossed it to the ground and shattered it. And all she was really there for was money.
Go.
It's funny.
Shower me with praise!
Alright, so let's heal up. Everybody needs a little healing. Alright. Okay. Oh, 5 days left. I should probably definitely start that. Oh dear gods. I have almost missed all the primos. I need the primos if I'm going to roll for a Scuffy. Ah, that's what else I was gonna do.
There. Want to
I
grab
was
a
gonna
copy
roll
of
for
the
a
Steamberg?
Scuffy. Y'all almost let me forget.
We know our Fontanian friends love a little drama. There's no way they let their readers down. Isn't that Charlotte? And standing next to her,
Kinich.
surely that can't be Kinich?
Well, now that he can travel.
How about lost treasure resurfaces at last? Behold the beauty of the Remurian teacup.
Illegal restaurant caught serving saurian stew. Ooh. Ooh. No. We don't cook the saurians.
Pretty shocking. But it still feels like it's missing something. Ah, got it. Udex gravely wounded in shocking stabbing. Set to miss cross-border smuggling trial.
Who stabbed Nufi? Mr. Noodle, that had better be okay.
What?
Right? Thank you, Paimon.
Did Paimon hear that right? Nuvalet was stabbed and gravely wounded?
No, he better not be. I will be very
No,
unhappy.
surely that can't be right. Can it?
If it is, we're all toast. He's a dragon. He's a dragon. Charlotte, your journalist is showing.
Hey there, you two. Fancy running into you here.
Yeah, that, and also a less than pleasant shock.
What?
What the heck was all that about a saurian meat restaurant?
Right?
And the Udex getting stabbed? Please say you weren't being serious.
Tabloid headlines.
Trading
Oh, thank God.
tabloid headlines?
Yeah. Charlotte and I were having a little contest to see who could find the most ridiculous fake news stories. Either I got lucky, or I have a knack for honing in on the most outrageous material.
I mean, most of us call it clickbait, Kinich, but okay. But yeah, like I said, clickbait.
If I had to quantify it, I'd say about 1% of what they write is the truth.
What, the names?
Huh? Him? Lenient? Oh, you gotta be kidding!
Oh, Ha is back.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to give credit to these so-called news stories for occasionally including a grain of truth. All I'm saying is, even the wildest leaps of the human imagination are always rooted in reality.
You mean all those fake headlines you mentioned actually do have some basis in fact?
Sure they do. For instance, there was in fact a smuggling trial recently. Considering the amount of speculation surrounding the smuggled goods, it's no wonder there are rumors about restaurants serving saurian meat or teacups being unearthed from ancient ruins.
I mean, there was the bottle.
But in reality, the goods in question were simply a few ancient relics dug up from ruins in Natlan. Rest assured, no saurians were harmed in the process.
Oh, thank God. Monsieur Nouvelette. Orchis mechanic Denelise Cardinal. Come on, everybody. You guys sing it.
Oh, okay. Paimon was so busy freaking out about those headlines that she totally forgot to ask why you're here in Fontaine, Kinich.
Another exclusive interview.
It was a pretty open and shut case, and my testimony in court was clear enough. But I'm guessing, Mademoiselle Charlotte, that you're less interested in the case than you are in trying to uncover some news stories about Natlan. I appreciate your kind invitation, but like I said, storytelling isn't really my forte.
Kaniche the speechless! Kaniche the tongue-tied! Huh?
If you're dead set on doing an interview, why not talk to the Traveler instead?
Now, how did I get sucked into this?
Charlotte never stops, does she? Anyway, Paimon just has to ask. That how thing that popped out before, or was it a how? It kind of looked like a how, but at the same time...
Oh, that thing. Yeah, that was a how.
Huh? What's up with him? Like, he's still noisy, but he's way quieter than before. It's like he's trying to hide or something.
What are the rules in Fontaine? When we first arrived, there was a reason there was a string tied to Paimon that was tied to my wrist, because Paimon couldn't be flying because flying things are illegal in Fontaine. Therefore, Paimon was technically a balloon.
Could be.
Not acclimatizing? Aw, poor Almighty Dragon Lord is not feeling well.
Oh, come on.
Too bad he can't come out to argue back.
What do you mean?
There's nothing physically wrong with him. It actually has to do with a strange law we learned about after arriving in Fontaine.
Got it.
Apparently, it's forbidden to release flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each month.
Paimon sure does. Paimon's been down this road before. There's an easy solution. As long as Kaniche holds onto a house tail, he'll be considered an Almighty Dragon Lord balloon, not a flying Almighty Dragon Lord.
Not gonna lie, I was considering that. But a How wasn't too thrilled with the idea of huffing and puffing away in the form of a mini helium balloon.
It'd be a better look for him.
That said, it's pretty annoying how he keeps randomly popping up all of a sudden. Anyway, this morning I saw a notice outside the Palais Mermonia about an event that's set to take place outside the city soon. Something to do with filmmaking. I was planning to stay here and do some exploring for a few extra days anyway, so it'll be a good chance to let that noisy helium balloon out. He might even learn a thing or two. If you're free, why don't you come along? I know where it is.
We're gonna go make a film. Let's go make a movie. Make it the movies. Make it the money. Primos. Okay. Now, I was planning to roll for Escoffier on the off chance that her cryo boosting is very beneficial for Skirk, because I am 100% dead set on rolling for Skirk and have been for a while. The good news is that I am guaranteed Escoffier at this moment, because the last pull I made was literally a Tainari. But the bad news is that I'm literally at 0 pity. So, let's do this. So there's 10. 20. 30. 40. Nifa. $50. And $60. Not early. Okay, could we get it before 100? That'd be great if I could get it before guaranteed pity. 70. No, you're gonna take me all the way to hard pity, aren't you? 80. There we go.
Well met. I am Escoffier, Patissiere Supreme and Master of Precision Gastronomy. As an esteemed guest of the divine, you deserve the finest cuisine Teyvat has to offer. I hope my work is to your satisfaction. If you have an interest in the culinary arts, allow me to introduce you to the wonderful world of haute cuisine. I just hope you're mentally prepared for the undertaking. I don't tolerate a quitter.
Don't worry, I'm more of a home cook myself, thanks. Homey, tasty, delicious. That is what I am here for. Alright. And when does this reset? Scroll down, thank you. 11 days. 11 days. Oh, I'm down to only 18,000 primos. Oh god. I am not gonna have Skirk, am I? Only 18,000 primos. It's cutting it awful close. Hey, they gave me a teleport. That was very nice of them.
Looks like I remembered correctly. Here we are.
Wow, this is awesome!
Yeah. It was still completely deserted only a few days ago when I passed by on my way to testify at the Opera House.
Oh, wait, I know where we are.
There must be some efficient workers in Fontaine. Quite impressive.
A few days? One night was all it took. Rap-a-tap-tap, ta-da! But is this all it takes to blow people away? Oh, no, no, no. Given my past experience, I can't let myself get carried away. Well, I can't believe you actually remember me. It's me, Lepine Pauline. That's right, the unlucky one.
Oh yeah, I remember you.
Of course! How else would we have managed to build Fantasyland in a single night?
Fantasyland?
At least that's how I like to think of it myself. A magical
Wasn't
land of fantasy,
Fantasyland
the
an
stuff
old
of film buffs'
section
dreams.
of Walt Disney World? Or, well, wait, Disneyland? I don't remember.
I know it sounds like I'm laying it on thick, but that really is the goal here. As you can see, the theme of this amusement park is Fontainian filmmaking, a place for all film lovers to come together and co-construct a world of dreams.
Co-construct? Well, that's a relief. Sounds like you're sharing the cost this time rather than pouring your entire life savings into a single project.
Oh yeah.
Nope!
She
I
did
might
that.
be inviting others to help fund this, but that doesn't mean I haven't thrown all my life savings into it too.
Not again.
Huh? You've got to be kidding. Ha! Look at you, puny little humans. Recklessly betting your entire future against some stupid vanity project.
Says aha.
If you're expecting even an ounce of sympathy from the almighty Dragon Lord, dream on! Mockery is all you shall get, straight from the heart!
This face. This face is going to be a meme. 100%. This face is a meme.
Sorry, just ignore that little gizmoid. He likes to butt in occasionally. Do go on.
Gizmoid? Who you calling Gizmoid? You're the Gizmoid!
Wow! That's quite a nifty mecha you've got yourself there. Is it some sort of smart personal assistant?
It's a mecha. It's not a
You ought to let
mecha.
Miss Charlotte see your cool gadget. Who knows? Maybe you could even look into mass
No.
production.
No, not you. No.
Mass production? Ugh, insolent, vulgar, and disrespectful!
Nobody needs more than one of him. Nobody.
I, the almighty Dragon Lord, am one of a kind! There has never been another like me, nor will there ever be! And another thing, smart is the understatement of the century! I shall have you know that I am Kahulahau, forebear of ancient wisdom! I lived for eons long before any of you were born!
What? Heavens above! I beg your pardon, forebear of ancient wisdom. Please, I meant no offense.
Idiot meets idiot.
Idiot.
What's all the fuss? Making
Nailed
some new
it,
friends, are
Paimon.
we?
Miss Navia! Allow me to introduce the star behind all the work that's gone into this venue. Miss Navia, president of Fontaine Spina di Rosula.
Hello, everyone. Partner, Paimon. How have you been lately?
Hello there. I'm Kanich.
What about me? What about me? My useless servant can't even give me a proper introduction.
Oh my god. As much as I miss the voice actors and voice lines being missing from so many of the well-loved Genshin characters, allow me to say with complete heartfelt sincerity that I would not miss if Aha lost his voice. Not because I don't like his voice actor, just because the voice actor does such an amazing job at making him annoying.
You think someone yelling their name out in the middle of a public street really needs an introduction?
He's not wrong. I caught yours just now, in fact. So, you must be the almighty Dragon Lord, Mr. Ahau. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, see that? That's what I call proper manners. Well, it's not every day you meet a well-mannered human.
Navia, don't you think that...
It's no big deal. All little animals do that, don't they? I mean, try to puff themselves up to look more impressive.
Anyway, it's all thanks to Miss Navia and the Spina di Rosula that Fantasyland's gotten up and running in the space of a single night. Honestly, thank heavens! After all that paperwork and endless waiting, the event and venue finally got the green light. I couldn't wait a moment longer. The second the approval. After all, who else but the Spina di Rosula would indulge such impulsive demands?
Sorry, traveler.
Impossible.
Miss
And
Lapine Pauline
impulsive.
sometimes gets a bit overwhelmed by her own excitement, as you can see.
Yes, we have noticed
I'm
that
guessing
before.
she hasn't gone into much detail about the event yet. So let me fill you in short. The Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland is a fan convention that's open to film enthusiasts from all over Teyvat.
Huh? Cheval Moran?
That's right. The one and only Surintendant Cheval Moran. After much persistence and many solicitations, I finally obtained Lady Farina's permission to use the image of her close friend. Not only is our adorable mascot drawing in fans by the minute, but she's also boosting her own popularity. And that was always the goal. A win-win arrangement.
It's been a while since we last met, but still, it's a surprise to hear Lapine Pauline coming out with such sensible ideas.
I mean, it's definitely unique.
By the way, Miss Lapine Pauline, have you decided to switch careers and go into film tech?
Not exactly. By chance, one of the prototype lenses I developed caught a photographer's eye, and it's now being used for the latest cinematic production. Thanks to this unexpected opportunity, I've had the chance to invent various film-related equipment and props.
I remember that.
That's right. So don't underestimate Miss Lapine Pauline, our resident engineer. As for the Spina di Rosula, we're mainly here to take care of planning, operations, and management. For anyone feeling inspired to set up a booth, Miss Lapine, Pauline, and I will provide the necessary technical and operational support. By the way, traveler, are you at all interested in taking part?
Let me guess, I have to manage it
It
all.
would be a chance for you to earn some extra income. Plus, with your skills, I'm sure you could bring something special to the table.
Paimon would be even more tempted if you were to say, throw in one of those fancy feasts she's seen in those gourmet food reels.
Well, as everyone needs to eat, whether they be tourists or the stall owners themselves. So thanks to Miss Navia's help, we've managed to invite none other than the celebrity chef, Miss Escoffier, to run our theme restaurant. Look over there!
You! Yes, you! For the last time, the ingredients have to be in the right ratio! Get it right next time, or you might as well just lie down on the chopping board yourself.
Does anybody else get the distinct impression that she's, I don't know, reminds you of another famous chef?
She seems a bit busy right now.
Well, I'm sold. I think I'll make a How go be her assistant.
Yes, that I would actually pay money to see.
You little... what's your game here?
Demoiselle, sorry to bother you, but there's an issue over here that requires your personal attention.
Apologies. Looks like it's back to work with me. Please feel free to take a gander at what we've got. Anyway, if you're interested in taking part, come find me later.
You're gonna make me run the thing, aren't you? Alright. What does Escoffier need? Ah, yes, Eva. Hello, Eva. Wait, I forgot to go there. Okay, wait. I always have to check the treasure
Nice
chest.
one. You got a knack for tracking these down. Guess today's my lucky day. If you need help with carrying this stuff, I'll get Kakuku on it.
Kakuku. Yeah, you should just call him Cuckoo.
I thought the war was over.
You thought wrong.
Sorry. I tried. I could have saved more.
Yeah, you probably could have. Okay. Oh, wait. I was checking on Escoffier. That's what I was doing. Yes. Yeah, add. Oh, the secret source automaton. And not the good one. The ugly one. I think I would rather claw my own eyes out than run that. Oh well, it is what it is. I will think about finishing leveling her later. Oh. Hey. I got some Auroran constellations finally. Nice. At least I got an Eva. It's harder to get a 4-star than it is a named 5-star that's run on a banner, as we all know. Well, it looks like Cryo is on the Cryo and Hydro are getting boosted, and Geo, Cryo, Hydro, and Geo are being boosted in the simulated
could be as
universe.
leisurely as this
No,
a little more
no.
often.
What is that thing called? It's not a simulated universe here. Huh. Whatever the thing is where there's a little wolf wandering around and telling you to kill things. The play, the axe. Oh well. Y'all know what I mean. Oh yeah, business level 12. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be the one running this ticket thing. An Operation Downpour simulation. Okay, yeah, I definitely need to do this, but not tonight.
How greedy of me.
Yeah, not tonight. Alright. Well, ladies, gentlemen, and anyone and everyone, I hope you have a lovely evening. Sleep well, and have a good day tomorrow. Good night from the world of Genshin. I believe we will finish playing. Let's see, we did the quest. So unless somebody is desperately interested in seeing me run through the event, which I highly doubt, then we can probably focus on Hanagai Star Rail, which is getting ready to update. Actually, I believe it just updated. It did, it did. I don't know that it's open yet, but I know it's updated. So I think we will be focusing on that in the future. Have a good evening. Good night.